All right. Welcome to our team call tonight, guys. So excited. We have Michelle Perkins to be sharing her story and her tips and tricks. And so good that you can hear new upcoming leaders on this team. And I feel they're almost more relatable because they are still, they're doing what you're doing right now. They're hustling. I'm hustling too. But I feel, you have that connection maybe a little stronger because she is on the same boat and she just maybe is a couple steps ahead of you, right where you're at. So take everything she says to heart, write down notes, and, have an open mind. But first of all, let me get announcements out of the way. I want to congratulate this team. I don't think we've had a call after we hit 1,000 coaches, but that's a pretty big deal. And I know you probably feel like you are one out of that 1,000, but really you play a big role in that. I mean, if you show up on these calls, you are the willing, even if you're listening to the replay, you have a really big role in that. So just know the compound effect is crazy real, guys. I never thought I would see that number in this team page. I mean, I knew it, I had a vision, but when the date came, it was like, this is crazy. And now I think we have over 100 or 1,020 something. And then in my downline, in my online office, it's showing 1,650 something, like 1,654, something crazy. Like that's mind-blowing, guys. And just know you're going to get there. So the bigger the team, the more volume, and the more you slowly get, inching to that goal that you want to get to. There's a lot of light at the end of this tunnel, so you just gotta stick it out. But okay, announcements. The new challenge tracker app is coming out the week of the 15th. This is next week. So I get to do a preview of it. I've yet to get in my email and really open it. This is really exciting for all those people that have yet to get on Facebook. If you're working Instagram, or if you have a lot of people that don't really check into Facebook and they seem annoyed with notifications. I'm going to try this out for the month of March, but my strategy is I'm not going to put them in a Facebook group, right? I'll put them maybe in the clean eating group, but I'm just for the challenge going to put them in this tracker because I feel they're going to be getting notifications from everywhere. And so it's going to be, I think, a little overwhelming. So you kind of have to go cold turkey with it. That's my goal. And we can all kind of do it at the same time and have feedback as to what's working, what's not. But I think it's a great tool, just so we don't have to fully rely on Beachbody. Just gonna mute everybody. I'm hearing some playback. So Michelle, you can unmute yourself when I call you on. So yeah, that is the tracker app. Look out for that in your email. Look out for that in the Coach Online office. I'm gonna post after this call in our team page an app or a video about the app so you can hear and see the details. And then there is a coach portal site. So I'm going to post that video also, which explains we get our own portal site on our computer to kind of work it from, just like Facebook. So it's a really, really cool thing that we need to leverage in our business. Something that's working for me, I just wanted to share real quick, is getting on the phone. This has always worked for me, but lately it just seems like it's working so good. Like after you form someone and invite someone, if you're like, hey, do you have 5 minutes just so I can follow up with you? And I really get down to about them and asking tons of questions. So you guys have time, schedule appointments with people and get on the phone. It really is making such a big difference, to add that personal touch and not just rely on Facebook. So it's another way to, be more into the community and show that you are taking this seriously. So get on the phone with people. They really need to hear that excitement and energy. And that's really what they buy. I don't think they take it 100% for real sometimes if you're just a little avatar behind the computer. So step it up, get out of your comfort zone, and try some things new if you want to take it to that next level, guys, and do things differently and have different results. The cup, right? We all set goals. We all want to, get to Success Club and make it happen. Let's at least get Success Club 5 if you're really pushing 10. Come on, I love prizes. Don't you love prizes? And then for the push, make sure you are commenting, participating, asking your upline diamond, star diamond for questions if you are in there, and implementing. That is the most important part because I know it's so much information, but we need to implement what we are hearing or else it's just information. floating around. So I know you guys have probably heard the saying, but there are tons and tons of resources out there for you, but really it's how resourceful you are.
Start date 210.
Be resourceful. For the cruise, guys, if you're on that wait list, guess what? There is tons of hope. There are so many coaches getting off right now because, you know, there's some virus going around with this mosquitoes. I'm not sure what it's called, but pregnant women, it's kind of a threat to them. So a lot of them are coming off of it and canceling the trip. So if you are on the wait list, there is hope. I truly believe in it. And if you're not on the wait list for the next Success Club trip in the Dominican Republic, get on it now. Because by getting Success Club, working your business, you're going to get off that list. They're looking for people that are working this business to get off the list. So make that happen, guys. Okay, Michelle Perkins.
What?
She has been a coach. I need to mute everybody again. Okay, she has been a coach for 18 months. So a good amount of time to have success. She is a wife. She's a mother of 4. So she really is good at balancing it all. She's a personal trainer. She's a group fitness instructor. And her accolades, she is a Success Club 5 and 10 All-Star, which means she has gotten Success Club for 12 consecutive months in a row. And as you guys know, that people who get Success Club every single month, they make 25 times more someone that doesn't. So she has a lot to share, and she's a diamond coach. So take it away, Michelle. I'm so happy to have you. You've really come a long way in this business, and it's so refreshing to see a new leader having success. So we all need to learn from her. So take it away.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am so honored to be on this call and to be able to tell you guys about my story. And I want to tell you one thing first. We always look at Danielle or Christina or all the top coaches, and we see success and we think it's a straight line, like from here to there, and it's super easy. And then we sign up and we're not successful the very next day and we get discouraged. So I want to reassure you that there are ups and downs and loops and turns in this business, and we just have to know that those are coming. So I'm going to tell you about my story. I'm going to tell you about things that work for me and things that I think is important to be a successful coach. So I'm assuming if you're listening to this call or you're on the replay, I believe that you want to be successful, and I believe that's what you're looking for. So I hope that my story speaks to you. And if I talk too fast, Danielle, let me know, or if I go over, let me know, because I talk really, really fast. So my story, I am not your traditional coach. I'm not. Most coaches, as you know, come in as a challenger, and then they, you know, love it so much, find results, and then come in as a coach. Well, I was a $40 coach. So, you know, the enrollment fee. So I didn't get a challenge pack. I didn't get Shakeology. In fact, I actually didn't believe in Shakeology when I first got started. I got started basically because I'm a Les Mills body pump instructor at the gym, and Les Mills and Beachbody had teamed up. And so that's kind of where my belief in it came, because I know that I believed in body pump and I believed in Les Mills, and I figured if they're teaming up with Beachbody, there has to be something good. So it really took me quite a while to get on board with everything. And I started my first challenge group, thought people would come to me because I'm in fitness. And I actually had nobody in my first challenge group, like seriously, nobody. And so I was really discouraged. I kind of sat around and kind of waited on the wayside. And then Pump went on sale. And so I was super excited. I jumped in. I think I hit SC26 then, and I didn't even know what Success Club even meant at that point. And then right after that, I found out that Les Mills Pump was being discontinued. And that was like the biggest heartbreaker to me, because I just believed in it so much. And at that point, I had to really assess my why and why I came into this business in the first place. And I had to see if I was actually going to go forward. It would have been so easy for me just to quit and give it all up right then. But knowing what I know now, I am so thankful that I didn't give up on it. And I researched Shakeology and became a believer in it. And when you pair it with these programs, I'm telling you, it's amazing, and we can help so many people. So like Danielle said, I am a mom of 4. So if you want to look at the grand scheme of things, I have every excuse in the book to not be successful. I have 4 kids. I have 2 different school drop-offs. My husband actually works overseas, and he's overseas right now. So I'm like praying that my kids don't walk down in the middle of this call. And that's just real life. And we have to find our balances and find the time in our nooks and crannies to make this business work. So, we do say we're too busy or we don't have enough time, and our excuses can really get the best of us sometimes. And I just want to encourage you to set those excuses aside. And if you really find your why and you really resonate with it, you can go really far in this business. You just have to have the I'm going to do it mentality. I need to get it done no matter what. And you have to always remember that someone's always busier than you, right? We're all busy. Life is busy, especially if you have children, but there's always someone busier. There's a doctor who's in med school or a residency. There's always someone busier. There's always someone who has it harder. And we just have to determine why we want it and if we're willing to really put in the blood, sweat, and tears to go and get it. So one thing I think is super important is persistence in this business. And it's not necessarily persistence with clients and customers or coaches, but persistence with learning and wanting to be better. So it's just like failing forward that we talk about a lot. If we find something and it's not working, then we go find something else and try to make it better. So for me in my business, I'm always working to make things better. And one example I have for you is that there was a body pump instructor at my gym, and he joined, or he went through the training for body pump, and he wasn't that good. His timing was off. It was terrible. But he had that persistence and he had that drive to be better. He would ask people around him, what can I do better? What am I doing wrong? And he was always willing to learn. And I think that is key in this business. We have to be willing to learn. We have to be coachable. So if you are getting advice from your coach or your upline or someone else in our organization, take it to heart and see what you can do better. And don't give excuses for what might not be working. Just go and find something and be persistent and find a way to be better, because we all have places we can improve and we can all always be learning, right? So my next point I want to get to is consistency. So we need to be consistent in our posts and in our lifestyle. We have to live a healthy lifestyle. And now that doesn't mean that we can't cheat and have ice cream every now and then. I definitely believe in moderation. But we want people to see that we're consistent and that we're really in the game. And if we go in and we work really hard one month and then we take 2 months off and then we come back the next month and we wonder why people don't want to join us, it's because people aren't seeing that we're consistent and that we're true and we're really dedicated to this business. So I want you to really think about that and think about your goals. SC Club should be non-negotiable, at least 5 every month. If we break it down, it's really only about 3 people per month, only helping 3 people every month, and that's totally doable. And the way that I do that is I actually private message people and invite them to my challenge group, or ask them if they know anyone who's interested in getting fitter and healthier and if I can help them out in any way. And I also started implementing the voice messages on Facebook Messenger. So I will go, and being a busy mom, it really works out for me anyway, because I don't have typos. Autocorrect gets me like every single time. I swear, tons of typos. So I'm serious. So when I send these voice messages, it's a lot easier for me to connect with them and have them hear my voice and hear that I'm really sincere about helping them. And I want to encourage you to be the coach that you wish was coaching you. And that kind of goes with the consistency and just being consistent in your business. And it's really funny, Danielle, that you mentioned being resourceful, because I actually have that on my list to talk about today. Being resourceful it's not about the resources that you have or the tools that you have. We all have all the tools we need to be successful in this business. And I want to tell you a little story about mine and my husband's little resourcefulness that we had. When we got married, we actually eloped. And we were on vacation in Myrtle Beach, and we needed a witness to witness our marriage. And we didn't tell anybody that we were getting married. And so while we were we went to the Justice of the Peace, got our paperwork all set out, and they're like, okay, come back after lunch and we'll go ahead and marry you guys, and you just need a witness. And we were in this little tiny town. We knew nobody because we drove over the border to North Carolina to get married, and we knew nobody. So we went to a diner and had some lunch, and I was like, okay, ask those people over there. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to ask them. And so we went through this whole thing of who we were going to ask and how we were going to find someone to marry us. So we wanted to get married. He was deploying the next business day. It was like Monday. He was deploying, and we had to get it done. Like, we were on a time crunch. And so we went around. We ultimately ended up at you guys will laugh, but at a Sonic drive-in. And we actually found our witnesses there. So we had a problem. We wanted to get married. We couldn't get married. And we had to go out and find someone to witness our marriage. And we're actually still in touch with them to this day. So it's a really neat story, but it's not about your circumstances. It's not about not having what you need. It's about finding what you need, because we're all dealt with different problems. And I think that's one thing we need to know in this business to set ourselves up for success. If we know that people are going to tell us no, then it's not so bad when they tell us no, because we know that at some point that's going to happen. And usually that means not right now. It's not necessarily a no, I am not going to join you. It's a, I'm not ready right now. I have customers who have come back after 6 months. I'll send them the info, like, here you go, sign up, join my group, yada, yada, yada. And nothing. And then I replied back and nothing. And then I get a message, oh, hey, I just bought a challenge pack. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you did? With who? And they're like, with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So really know that we are planting the seeds, and they will come back when they're ready. Just everyone has their own time. So I want you to know that. And I want you to know that people who don't reply to your messages, they're just not ready either, because I've had that. And they'll come around and they'll end up joining as a coach. The same thing. This has happened to me quite a few times lately, where I won't talk to them, I won't hear from them, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, they are ready to go. So we all tracking? Thumbs up? Yes, perfect. All right. So I want to get on to decision. And kind of the turning point in my business personally, it was the decision that I was going to go all in. And I know a lot of us have a fear of failure. I know that's one of my biggest fears in life. But when I get down to it and I think about life in general, we have one life. We have one life on this earth, and we get one shot at it, So, I spent most of my life worrying about what other people thought of me and if they would agree with what I was doing. And it took me a long time and a lot of personal development to realize that this is my life, and what they think about me is really none of my business. And so once I got to that place with my business, I saw my business grow. So I continue doing the vital behaviors. I reach out even when people tell me no or not right now. But it really was that decision to go all in. I feel like a lot of us hold ourselves back and don't really allow ourselves to go all in because of that fear of failure or that fear of what other people think or just not being confident. And I can tell you that any of us here on this call can be successful in this business. I have seen so much growth in my business, and I'm just so excited to see where it's going to go from here. So let's see. Where was I going? So my business was success. I have seen it grow, you guys, like leaps and bounds. I want to track back a little bit to knowing what happens and the obstacles that we're going to face. There are always obstacles, right? So we're going to get no's, right? We're going to get the no response to messages. And we're also going to have coaches that come into this business, and we're going to have coaches that quit. And it's really important to really take note of how we respond to those scenarios. We can let it get us down and we can wallow in it, or we can say, that's all right, that's just part of the business, on to the next. We just got to keep focusing on building. We have to get out of our own way. We really hold ourselves back when we dwell on these negative things. So I really want to encourage you to go and dig into your personal development. I was doing personal development way before Beachbody, and I just can't tell you how much better it makes your life. It makes you positive. It makes you just focus on the good things. There's so many negative things that we have out there that drag us down. And I just feel like with the one life that we have to make the best of it. So I encourage you guys all today, if you're not all in already, go all in. It's so super important to focus on this. It's so important to go all in and know that the sky's the limit. And if you fail, who cares? Like, you can keep on going. You fail forward and make this business a success, because I truly believe in it. And I was the biggest skeptic from the get-go. So I don't know if you guys know, but I did a network marketing company prior to Beachbody, and I failed at it. It just wasn't for me. And my husband actually enrolled as a Beachbody coach. like 6, 7, 8 years ago and wanted me to run a business for him. And I was like, I'm sorry, I am not in this. And I was exposed at least 4 more times before my coach came to me, and I'm still kind of iffy. And the reason I ended up joining was because my husband, he made a great income, but he was laid off. And you know, when you go from a substantial income to no income, that can be pretty detrimental to your family life. It really gives you a big purpose and a big why. And so now my why is bringing my husband home. I have 4 kids, like I told you, and it is hard. I had 3 kids that was down. I got that. I had that. But now with 4 kids and trying to run my business, it's a struggle. It really is. But I know the value of this business, and I know that people need our help, and I know that that it's worth it. And so I just encourage you guys all to know that it's worth it too. And I just want you guys I just want you to see the value in it, because it's really hard to see when we see all the success from the top coaches, right? So that's my challenge to you today. I want you to go all in. I want you to take my belief in the business, Danielle's belief in the business, and everybody else's, and I want you to really go for it and just go all in. Do you have anything to add, Danielle?
Oh my gosh, your energy is contagious. I don't know about you guys, but don't you like feel it? Like you're just excited. You're such a phenomenal leader, by the way. So a couple takeaways. Our excuses can get the best of us, but what are you going to do about it? Are you willing to put in the work? And you know, how are you going to respond to it? Because that's going to determine a lot. And that is key to this business, getting around those excuses. And then personal development is definitely key. I've seen my business transform just from personal development. And it's not just, of course, like feeding my brain with maybe like faith or something, because I love my faith, but it's also being resourceful, listening to John Maxwell about leadership, about EntreLeadership and how to manage money and how to be a leader in an organization. I mean, things like that too help grow your business, because let's face it, we all are not born as leaders. So I think personal development is key. We want to help other people grow. We really have to grow ourselves. And it took me a long time to learn that. And I think there's a saying out there, like the more you grow yourself, the more your income is going to grow. And I found that is very, very true, right? Because you keep elevating, you keep implementing what you're learning, and you don't want to stop growing. So your skills are getting better, your ability is getting better, and therefore you're having more results and more of an outcome. So I wanted to share real quick. Michelle, first of all, you did an amazing job. We are so blessed to have you here. And I see really, really big things happening. So I want you guys to blow up her page, do a post on what your takeaway was to give her a little recognition and get some attention. But we are so blessed to have you. So if you guys didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call, I just want to share my notes real quick, because I don't get to listen to it live, but I listen to it on my podcast app. One of my coaches told me about this. If you do not have the podcast app, I highly recommend that you download it right now. It is for free, and this is your personal development on the way to work. It's just really, really simple. All you have to do is, download it, and you get to listen to all the previous National Wake Up Calls. So I don't know if you can see, but let me show you what the app looks like really quick. It is this one right here. It says like Overcast. Did it say, yeah, Overcast, but it's really podcast. So if you see that one come up, that is the one right there. So download that. I'm going to show you exactly what the Team Beachbody one looks like. And it says, Team Beachbody Coach Podcast. I don't know if you could see that, but you have to download that. So I listened to the National Wake Up Call, and I just want to share with you my notes real quick, because it's really what she talked about tonight. And I kind of had a feeling she was going this direction, because, man, you hear that personal trainer in her, and that is the leader and the coach that you got to be. So it was David Atkins. Follow him. He's amazing. Taking ownership of your business. You have to take ownership. No blaming anyone. No making excuses. Whoever your upline is, it's about how resourceful you are. Make sacrifice to get you to where you want to be tomorrow. Personal growth, you have to be teachable. When you become better, everyone around you will become better. Show up every day no matter what. Be here a year from now. Your why has to be greater than any punch you get in the face from life's downs. Stay consistent no matter what. It's the play after you do, after the play that matters. Let me say it again. It's the play after you do, after the play. So it's your play after the play that was made that really matters. And I love that. If you fall down, well, now what are you going to do? You know, that's the play that really matters. So you got to download that podcast. You got to listen to the National Wake Up Calls. It's a daily dose of personal development. Michelle, amazing. Amen, sister. So this was recorded. Share with your teams and have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.